Hello friends, today we are close to the Alhambra here in Granada. Actually the plan was to go to the Carmen de los Mártires. I'll put the name here. But it's actually closed. It closes for 4 hours in the afternoon. We'll go there later. Hello and welcome to another beer review on Jimbo Walks. First things first, apologies for any wind interference. I'm actually seated under an olive tree in a beautiful orchard about 100 meters from the entrance to the Alhambra Palace here in Granada. I've been walking in the extreme heat for a few hours. I found this quiet little orchard, which is fantastic. Okay, so today we will be reviewing El Águila. The Eagle. Now this is a special lager. You find this term used often here actually for lagers. Lager especial. I'm not entirely sure what makes it special. And often that title's not really warranted as a description of the lager, but in this instance I think it is, and I'll tell you why. This is an unfiltered, sin filtrar. This is an unfiltered lager, and this means that when we open it, we need to just give it a little turn. It says on here to turn it without shaking it. So girar, turn, sin agitar, shake. El Águila is a 5.5% lager, and it comes in a 330ml 33 centiliter can, as is the case with most lagers here in Spain. Let's crack it open. A good solid crack. Cheers. Salud. That's really nice. Really nice. Now, regular viewers to the Jimbo Walks channel and my beer reviews will know that I'm not really much of a fan of most lagers. I tend to go for IPA, bitter ales, heavier, more full-bodied, more hoppy beers than lager. Generally my complaint about lager is that it's either a little too watery, or it's a little too gassy, or it's just really lacking in any distinguishable character in the flavour. The intensity is missing from most lagers. But this really is nice. So you may recall, as I explained in a previous beer review, that I'd buy two of these. I have one at home, perfectly chilled, in a glass, drinking it slowly, taking my time, doing some research on the beer and its origins and its general kind of taste profile. And then I bring one with me out and about when I'm out on a hike or a walk or a camp. To be honest, it gives me an excuse to have a nice cold beer on a beautiful hot day. It also gives my day some kind of structure, right? I have certain things to do during a hike or a camp. For some reason, this beer just tastes very clean in comparison to others. I've had this on draft a few times. I've had it in a bottle, and now I'm having it in a can. And it's always very fresh tasting. The ingredients are simple. It's hops, wheat, water, maíz, which is like corn, which is interesting. So it's actually quite a simple, uncomplicated list of ingredients, but its lack of filtration really means that it holds on to some of that flavour for longer. It almost tastes like a contradiction because it's unfiltered, which means that there's sediment within the can, and it's only really getting pushed around when we give it a turn before we open it. So really it should taste kind of bitty and sedimenty. But it actually, on the contrary, it tastes a lot cleaner and more filtered and fresher and crisper than other lagers. So it's a bit of a confusing lager, this one. There are a few lagers that don't really fit in with my preconceived idea of lagers, and this is a great example of that. It really packs a lot of flavour. It's a little bitter for a lager, which is always appreciated. El Águila is produced in a small town about 20 kilometers from Madrid, so it's a Spanish beer produced here in Spain, which is always a bonus. So, just to round up, this is a really excellent lager. It has a medium body, medium weight to it. It's not watery, it's not gassy, it's not lacking in any distinguishable character. There is a real clear and present profile here, and it's been consistently pretty excellent on draft or in bottle or in can. This is a superb example of what a lager can be like. This is the type of lager that I enjoy. And also the price point's great with this. This is the same price as some really standard commercially available lagers here in Spain, but actually I think this has a far more discernible character and body. It's great. Recommended. El Águila from Spain, sin filtra, unfiltered. Really, really excellent lager. Hello and welcome to today's brief product review. Today we will be reviewing the Ernesto stainless steel insulated bottle. I bought this from Lidl about 6 months ago. I've used it at least 20 times and it's unbelievable. It's amazing. Now, as is the case with a number of my previous product reviews, what's most mind-blowing to me is when a product actually just does what it's designed to do really effectively. I'm sorry to say that it's a slightly damning indictment on products generally, that just something that does what it's supposed to do as advertised is a great result, in my opinion. I've had so many insulated water bottles in the past, and all but I think one of them just hasn't lived up to the hype. This water bottle claims to keep liquids hot or cold for up to 6 hours, and it does! It actually does! This has been on the outside of my rucksack in the direct sunlight, and the water after 4 or 5 hours is still really cold. In comparison, this Mountain Warehouse water bottle that I also use, the water is really warm inside. Now, I've been sipping from this for the last few hours whilst I've been walking, and it is a larger capacity, and frankly this doesn't claim to be double-walled insulated, but there's no comparison for the same price. It's quite incredible. So this is a double-wall insulated stainless steel water bottle. It has this really awesome metal handle, like loop on top, that is fixed straight into the lid, and it's so strong. Now, I clip this onto the outside of my bag. It sits in a pocket, but then something clips through it to keep it secure, and I've walked with this for hours and it's still really stiff and really solid. It hasn't come loose at all, despite me having taken this on stealth camps, I've taken this on all-day hikes. Of course, the other really important feature of an insulated water bottle is that it doesn't leak. And this one has, you'll see here, if I twist off the lid, it has the plastic lid inside, but it has this silicone ring around, and it's completely leak free. This has been upside down in my bag before for the best part of an entire day, and it hasn't leaked even a drop. I have really tested this water bottle in many different situations and terrains, and I've taken this on overnight hikes. I've slept under bushes and under trees with this, and it's stayed so secure, no leaking whatsoever. The capacity of this bottle is 490 millilitres, so just shy of half a litre, and I suppose if they did a larger size, that would be awesome. If it was a litre, for example, I think that would be great. But to be honest, at this price, I paid €4.99 for this. Just buy two. That's what I did. I love this bottle so much. I've been so impressed with it that I just bought a second one. So this came back on sale in Lidl yesterday, and straight away I went in the morning and bought another one. So I now have two. I now have the one that I'm using for every hike and walk and camp, and I have a spare. I'll either keep this at home, should somehow there be a failure with this at some point, I have a replacement, but in any case I'll probably use both together, one on either side of my pack. A final point would be in relation to the form. I really think this looks amazing too. For just €5, I really think the design is exceptional. This really beautiful brushed stainless steel, no scratches, no marks, no fingerprints. It's so thick, it's so dense, the metal, with it being double walled. I think it just looks fantastic. In conclusion, for today's product review, the Ernesto stainless steel insulated bottle, it's fantastic. Really, I've had so many similar bottles in the past. None of them have lived up to the stated times of keeping liquids hot or cold. Often they stay 4, 5, 6 hours, and then an hour later and I'm sipping a lukewarm coffee or tea, and I've spent 3 or 4 times what I spent on this on other options from really reputable brands as well. The feeling of disappointment when you'd open the bottle and I just knew that my cold drink would no longer be cold, or my hot drink would no longer be hot. Yeah, after just a couple of hours. That's happened so many times with so many different bottles. This is the first time that I've had one that I'm super confident every time I use it that it will stay hot or cold for at least 4 hours. So that's really a major winning point for this. Highly recommended, great value, fantastic quality. Yeah, go get one if you can. Thank you for listening to today's product review. As always, if you can support the channel by giving this video a like, subscribe to the channel, drop me a question in the comments. Any interaction would be much appreciated. Thank you as always for your time. Take care and see you on the next one. Okay, so I've just discovered that there is a whole network of hiking routes up here in this area, and I'm going to come back on a separate video and really explore this area properly. So now we're going to head back to Carmen de los Mártires. I really struggle with that name. I'm going to make a guess here that it's Carmen, the name of the Mártires. I genuinely don't know, but I'm going to go with Martyrs. It makes sense. Martyrs, like a martyr, M-A-R-T-Y-R. Makes sense. Carmen of the Martyrs. Anyway, we're going to head back there because I was there about 4 hours ago and it had just closed. It closes for the afternoon for reasons I will never understand. So yeah, we're actually going to head back and explore that area as a part of this trip, and then return to this area on another occasion. So thank you for being with me so far. Let's continue our journey. Okay, we've returned to the entrance of Carmen de los Mártires, and it's open! Yes! For anyone that's interested in flags, as I am, first flag on the left is the Granada flag, the green and red. The next flag is, of course, the recognizable Spanish flag, the yellow and red. The third flag is the flag for Andalusia, of this region of Spain, this province of Spain, and that's green and white. And of course, finally, the fourth flag is that of the European Union, blue flag, yellow stars. So just a little history on this Carmen de los Mártires, or Carmen of the Martyrs. It's a 19th century stately home, effectively. There's a mansion, orchards, kind of palatial gardens. There are some peacocks as well, you'll see. And there's just some stunning gardens, landscaped features and fountains across the place, and just a beautiful stately home of cultural, historical significance in Granada. I should also mention that it's within the grounds of the Alhambra, so you'll notice that there are some Arabic and European mix of architecture. Last one, last corner. And then there should be a picturesque pond up here.
Your attention please. We remind you that the gardens of the Carmen, the